All right, guys, welcome back. EYL, we got a special episode. We on West Coast time right now.
West Coast legend.
Yeah,
West, y'all.
for sure. We got one of the greatest to ever do it, James Harden.
What's up? What's
What's going on, my brother?
None. Same promotion.
So, we're gonna get into this, man. Talk about all your business. You know, everybody knows what you've done on the court. We'll talk about that as well. But you really are quite the mogul these days.
Yeah.
A lot of people might not be aware. So.
Yeah, we frequent at some of the portfolio.
Yeah,
It's all right. I got some work to do, but I'm happy where I am right now. Not complacent though.
yeah, for sure. Well, first I want to get into it. Like, we're gonna talk about the wine, the water, Adidas, everything. But who gave you that mindset to start actually wanting to invest and wanting to be an entrepreneur as opposed to just being a basketball player?
I think just being in the NBA and just having opportunities, and then just growing. As I get older, and still to this day, just want to do more. Like, I love music, I love restaurants and food, I love a lot of other things too. But you know what I mean. So just finding a way to make money out of what I like doing. You know what I mean. And it might not be the same as I'm making in the NBA, but you know what I mean. If I'm making the cumulative of money and it makes sense to something I like doing, which is considered a hobby, then it's like, why not? You know what I mean? So just finding ways, and as I get older, to figure out what I like doing and figuring out how to make money off of it. So, but then as an athlete, opportunities come my way to where, you invest and you reap the benefits of the return.
How important is that as far as the relationship? Like, a lot of those guys in Golden State make great relationships with people in Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
And that helped, Steph and a lot of the other guys, KD, start investing in tech startups. So that being an athlete, you meet a lot of people. You have a lot of relationships. So how important is that, is like utilizing your relationships that you have from being a
It's
celebrity?
very, very important. Not even just an athlete, just people in general. Like, and I'm sure y'all utilize your relationships as well. And that's very important. That's more, money is, very, very important, but like relationships is just as important, you know what I mean? Because you never know when an opportunity might present itself. The beer club opportunity came to me from Jay-Z. You know what I mean? Like, he called me with an opportunity, like, yo, listen here, I don't know what you got going on, but I got an opportunity for him. Like, what is it? Like, he like, it's a beer club. And I'm like, send me the details. What you waiting on? Like, you know what I mean?
So easy.
Like just having relationships and opening yourself up to people to where, you never know when, somebody can, do a favor. So that was a kind of example.
Yeah, you've been into a couple of unique positions throughout your career. Obviously in Philly, when Mike Rubin, we obviously, can see your relationship with him, but now in LA back home, Steve Ballmer as the owner of the Clippers. How much has the influence of that ownership been on you? Because obviously they've amassed a fortune in business. How much is your relationship as the player / employee now looking at it from an ownership standpoint, like you're getting ideas from them and using them for guidance in their world of business?
It's like, it's a balance of like being like the player. James will always be me. Like, I'm going to be on the court, locked in, focused, doing, but it's like a balance of not trying to be like, trying to be like buddy, and you know what I mean. So like, but then it's like not having no pride and be like, listen, how you make this, or what you do here in this situation. You know what I'm saying? So I've randomly met Mike Rubin like in Bahamas at a blackjack table outside. He was playing cards, and he like, I'm watching. I'm kind of like to gamble a little bit too, and I don't like people looking over my shoulder when I'm gambling. But I was doing it, and he kept looking back. He was like, "Oh, nice to meet you." Like, I'm Mike Rubin. I'm one of the owners of the Sixers. And I'm like, "Oh, nice to meet you." I think he was out there for like his daughter's birthday or something. Anyways, so he ended up like leaving, and then we just locked it from there. But just anytime I got an opportunity or a question, like just reaching out to him, and I haven't got that far with Steve yet, Ballmer. But that's like, my focus is to kind of like pick his brain and understand, his mindset every single day, because, it don't hurt. And guys like that are courteous, and they want to give off the information. You know what I mean? And people don't have the opportunity, so I feel like I got to take advantage of it.
Yeah, you notice that the higher they're up and more successful they are, the more they want to tell.
Yeah.
I wonder, at this point of your career, obviously as a seasoned vet, when you're coming up as a young player, there's guys that are giving you advice. Obviously, we saw the body armor situation. Cole, I'm sure, had
100% in that. 100% in that.
Exactly.
Right.
So as the veteran now, are you looking at the young guys, the Bones, Hollins of the world, like, hey, yo, fellas, this is the advice I can give you, and how receptive are the younger guys to business ventures?
I don't really I'm be to myself a lot. Like I talk to my teammates, and somebody like Terrence Mann, who's
Right.
invested in Recover 180, and he got a couple other things that he's done. But if they ask me, or if I see opportunity for somebody, I'll definitely say something. And even somebody like Czech, the center for the Thunder, he's thinking about investing in his water as well. But it's an opportunity. Like Cole basically was like, "Yo, we're gonna put a stash of like $5 million, and then any like business opportunities. It might be a little 200,000, it might be 500,000, just depending on what what investment it is. But we're gonna put a pot together, and we just gonna invest our money. Rest in peace before he passed away. But Body Armor was the beginning of that, and we seen how it is. We built the whole business up, and it took 8 to 10 years. And then look what it's done. So. As 16 years, my sweet 16 going into the league, I just try to, give the guys as much opportunity in game as they want. But I'm not going to force it on them because, nowadays, these young dudes is kind of crazy. They wild a little bit, and I don't got time for it. I stay in my own little lane,
I always wondered, like, you made, I think, over $300 million in your career on the court, not including endorsement deals. You played for Texas teams in Texas, Houston. There's no state income tax right now. You play in LA, which has the highest state income tax. Do you think about this?
What?
Is that
yes?
That's part of your decision?
Yes. I was in New York. Yes. Be thinking like, damn, do I want to go there? Like, yeah, that's. But then you like, all right, cool. It's a business opportunity because New York and LA are
bigger markets.
Come on now. So you got an opportunity to make a lot of money, meet a lot of people that you wouldn't be able to meet in, no disrespect, but like Oklahoma or, you know what I mean? So it's a give and take. So when you're there, you got to really lock in and focus. My time in New York wasn't the greatest just because, not basketball, but, basketball is a part of it, but it was, it was COVID. So I didn't really get an opportunity to run across the people that I really needed to run across, you know what I mean? Because once I get in your face and you hear me and you're just like, I'm a corner you in, you know what I mean? Not in a bad way, but just that's my personality. So I didn't feel like my New York time was a success, as much as I wanted it to be. So I'm here back at home in LA. I feel like I need to kind of double that up.
Yeah. So at the end of this deal that you're in now, I think the total would be $415 million in contracts.
Yeah, some good calendar.
Yeah. We know to do a counter too. That's just on the court.
Yeah.
We take the Adidas 13-year deal, $200 million. Now we're over $500 million. Mm-hmm. I want to talk about the expansion of the brand, right? As on the court is one thing, but I've seen you do it, and I've seen a couple other guys do it. I remember when D Rose had the Adidas deal, we had to go to China.
Yeah.
I saw you recently just came back.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about the difference in the reception when you're over there, because when I see you go, I'm like, this guy is a beetle. He is like so talk about that. I mean, because a lot of young fellas and they don't understand the global economy.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're doing it, and Indeed understands it very well. And talk about why they do it and your influence over there.
It's a different ball game. It's like a movie over there. Like they really embrace and cherish stars. I feel like here in America, we don't you walk past and see, I don't know, somebody I would think that's famous and people would just walk like it's nothing. You know what I mean? But over there, it's like they down there cherish you. Like they because they don't really get opportunity to see people like that. You know what I mean? And I feel like we take things like that for granted. Like we call people that's famous or think that they're famous just because we see them on TV or they got 1 million followers on Instagram. They're not famous. But real famous people that we know as celebrities, they cherish people like that. So I think just giving my time to them and expressing how much I appreciate them and the love and support that they got from me is very, very valuable. So once people go over there and they see the love that they got, especially for athletes, and specific athletes, it's your whole mindset changed. So for me, I think just taking advantage of Adidas and, my wine and giving the people something to kind of latch on to me.
How you feel about the state of the NBA as far as money? Because Mark Cuban recently said, like, $100 million a year, that's where it's headed. $1 billion contracts, like, to the point where he said players are going to start making more money than him as an owner a year.
That's him.
You can say it.
He said that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can say what you're going to say.
It's
though.
impossible.
All right, thank you.
Come on, Mark. I'm saying anything.
You're not buying that?
Right, it's too expensive. Mark Cuban?
Yeah, he said that.
Yeah.
He did say
He said it's getting to a point where eventually a player's going to make $100 million a year just from playing basketball. And at that point, they would make more money a year.
Yeah.
Than he's making.
Right, because he's not making $100 million a year.
I don't believe that, but whatever. Anyways, like I'm first of all, like, I'm not the old head naive player that, like, I want to see all the young guys that deserve want to get their family out there. I want them to make $100 million a year. Like, I want everybody to get money. But that's when we got to really implement, like, the financial literacy, part of it, right, to where they're just not out here just doing anything with the money, and they, like, making sure that the money is going where it need to go. You still gonna ball, you still gonna have your fun, but, like, setting yourself up for generational wealth and making sure it just is going the right way, because basketball is the biggest sport in the world, and it's just gonna continue to grow global and get bigger and bigger. So you can't control it. Money gonna keep getting longer. So, I mean, for us, I think it's just finding ways to make sure the players is doing the right things with their money.
What is that? What is the steps to that? Because we hear about horror stories a lot. Is it a financial advisor?
I mean, of course. I mean, when you're making that much money, you're supposed to have somebody, watching the money and investing and strategically investing, and just doing the right things. Like, everybody else is. I mean, everybody is different for how they want to, invest their money and do with their money. But as long as you're doing something and making your money double, then that's all I can help with.
Yeah, coming in a position that you're in, the power of no is something that is realistic. All right. I mean, people are your salary's documented. People understand how much you're making. Mm-hmm. How difficult or how challenging is it to distinguish between, I can help you, or nah, this is now charity. No, we have to get it on your own, or I can give you assistance or a resource that has nothing to do with financial tangibles, but actually networking with somebody. Like, how has that been for you throughout your career?
You talking about, like, with family or just people?
Family specifically.
I still struggle with it. Like, that's gonna be a constant struggle. Because some days I'll be feeling better than others. You know what I mean? To where it's like the things that you need, like my mom and sister and brother, like, they got houses and cars, like, they they're good. But then it's like, what do you need it for? Like, if it's something that is necessary, then I'm gonna help you, or I'm gonna put you in a position. I might not give you some money, but I'm gonna put you in a position to where you can be good. But if it's just something that you see or that you just want, I ain't got nothing for you. Unless you might catch me on a good day where I might, But it's like I'm getting older, and I don't got time for it no more. Like, I'm in a whole different headspace, and now it's like, I don't know how many years I got left in the NBA, but, like, my business savvy mindset got to take over to where, I gotta think like, Steve Ballmer and Mike Rubin and my other mentors and guys that I look up to. So, and I know they're not doing that. So, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. How you think they got to where they at?
So with Adidas, obviously you've been with them for a long time, but I heard that you're part of the creative process as well, right?
Yeah.
We'll talk about your relationship with Adidas over the years and how you've been able to kind of add your input on it.
We've created some really, really game-changing shoes. And
zoom in.
Yeah, 8s. And, like, the whole, like, it's so, I don't even know how many pairs of sneakers have been created, like, millions. So it's a hard process to kind of figure out which lane we want to go to. But I think for me, just creating that fashion side of me with the basketball sneaker and combining it. Like, most NBA players just make a rough ass, like, basketball shoe. You know what I mean? I want mine to be fly to where we chilling like this, or we in a vibe, or we at dinner, we can rock my sneaks, you know what I mean? And then go get somebody 40 on the court. And that's the kind of balance that I've been trying to create for these shoes. And most of the time when you see, like, guys like age 15, 16, on the decline, whatever you want to call it, they sneakers drop. They go down, but mine's just going up still, and it's a blessing because we're doing something right, and it's been a little rocky. Like, we had some internal things going on with Adidas that were public, but now I think we found our groove and we're in a good space to where we're gonna continue to keep.
How have you been able to navigate? Because a lot of times it's like record labels. A lot of times people get disgruntled with their shoe company, then they go to Twitter, then they air them out.
I'm not doing none of that.
So how you been able to manage differences and keep a good relationship?
Cursing people out on the phone and making sure we get it right. Like, I don't. What am I going to Twitter? What am I telling everybody? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
I don't really. You're never gonna see me have a rant on Twitter or Instagram, like, ever.
Yeah.
That's not for whoever. That's for whoever. If me and you got a problem, I'm calling you. I ain't going to Twitter talking about. You know what I mean? So, just having that constant communication and trying to figure out, and everything ain't gonna always be perfect, in any business, but the more you push and try to get it right and figure things out to where it's beneficial for everybody and everybody can, get on the same page, and good things that happen. And I think that's where we at.
How much influence? I know you're one of those guys that got the lifetime deal. All right, like, not many guys get those type of deals. I could probably count.
Not yet. I ain't get one yet.
Well, 12, 13, not the lifetime, but
13 lifetime.
years.
That's what we're working on.
I'm speaking into existence. Yo, come on, man.
We locked in already.
You see what I'm saying? So what influence, because when I think of basketball and I think of shoe companies, it also becomes a family.
Yep.
The guys from that other brand, they stick together. The guys at Adidas are together. How much influence do you have in getting those guys over? So when it's Donovan Mitchell or it's Dame or now with Ant, how much influence do you get? Like, we got something building over here, right? Like, your shoe drops. This one I thought was crazy. Yeah. Ant drops. Both of them in contention for sneaker of the year. What's your role in the influence of getting those guys over there, and then the creative process of saying, like, that shoe was dope as the statesman now, like, at Adidas Hoops? Yeah,
well, I mean, honestly, I got to be better, and I can be, in the sense of, like, getting guys and rally, but, like, we're in the process of, like, figuring out our team, because internal things going on. But, like, once we figure that out, like you said, Ant is killing it right now, like, on and off the court with his sneaker. Don is doing his thing. D Rose, he just retired, but he was doing his thing. And then obviously Dame, but just finding ways, man. Like, the other brand has been the brand for a very, very, very long time. So trying to find ways to compete and keep building and make it some competitive to where, like, y'all see us too, and to bring that personality out on and off the court for the sneaker. It's a tough battle, but I think I've been trying to, like, push that needle and force it, and we got a long way to go. But as long as guys like Ant-Man keep doing his thing, and then the next generation of guys, the younger guys, come up, we'll be in good hands.
Yeah, it's definitely happened. You're starting to see they just fired their CEO, but you're starting to see the league is changing. Yeah, right. Even like a guy like Kawhi, he's not with either of those two brands. He's with
other guys that even somebody like Kyrie or
exactly got his own. Jalen just got his own. Yeah. Joel signed with Skechers. I just saw Cooper Flag. Yeah. Right. The next guy, he's with a different brand.
How you feel about let's talk about Jaylen Brown specifically. I think he turned down $50 million from somebody, right?
He used to be with y'all.
No, he was never with Adidas.
No?
I don't think so. But anyway, he started.
Oh, he was? I'm tripping.
He was? He started his own company.
He
started his own company, his own sneaker brand. What's your thoughts on guys doing that? Because it's happening a lot now, like with Kyrie, him. Now you got, like, superstar players. That hadn't really happened before. Shaq.
It's never happened. Shaq had it.
But that wasn't
no disrespect.
No disrespect. Shout out to Shaq.
Shaq. No disrespect.
Away for this.
Yeah. Steph had it, the strawberries.
No, yeah, stuff. But I'm just saying, like, that's my guy. But I'm just saying,
man, it was all right.
Moment, $15 kicks.
Yeah,
we knew what it was for. Like,
it was for the community. Not for the community. Yeah, it was community give back. But I'm just saying, No, it wasn't
Give
community.
back is crazy.
I'm saying, like, you know,
That was
how you. It was community give back. It's $15.
he was hooping in the shoes. Come on, community give back.
Oh, what I'm saying, it wasn't meant to rival Jordan brand.
Nothing. I mean, it was an affordable shoe for the community.
For
I'll say
sure,
that.
for sure. But how you feel about guys like star? How you feel about star players going out on?
It's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work. You got to get like the right team, and like I heard about Jalen having his own shoe, and congrats to him and all that, but it's a lot of work, and the shoe got to be functional, like. You know what I mean? You got to really make the right team together and have a shoe that you can still be the same person that you was the previous year.
Lonzo Ball.
I was gonna say the big baller.
You
brand.
feel me? Now, I don't know if it was a sneaker.
We don't know.
That was
I don't know if it was a sneaker, but
It could have been.
now that can change your whole life.
It's a rare change. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like we got to look at things like that. But if it pan out for him, which I hope the best for him, and I hope his shoe, go crazy, then it is what it is. I don't know.
Yeah, I pre-ordered them.
For Jalen Brown?
You did?
Pre-ordered.
How much they cost?
200. No tax.
200.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no
see
tax.
that's what I'm saying. That's
That's a good price.
It's premium. Now,
Premium shoe.
premium shoe now.
Yeah.
How like? All right.
I support everybody. Definitely, I'm a supporter entrepreneur, and
1,000,000%.
and we've met him a few
How much
times.
Kyrie shoes cost?
I don't have any Kyries right now. I gotta get some. I gotta get some. But I would just buy them just to have them.
200.
Just because I'm like, yo, that's an entrepreneur.
No, for sure.
We've met the dude. He's a brilliant guy.
Good guy, bro.
Love what he's doing. Yeah.
So
I'm sorry.
Fanatics. Let's talk about that. You talked about Mike Rubin.
Yeah.
I know you have you have ownership in Fanatics. You have involved. You work with them though, right?
Yeah, partnership.
So what's that working relationship like with Fanatics? And talk about the relationship with Mike Rubin, because he's become a very known figure in the culture from working with entertainers and athletes. But he's like a mystery. People don't really know too much other than like the white party or you know what I'm saying. So talk about
He's a genius, man. Like he was owner of the Sixers. Fanatics was growing so fast that he had to give his partner, his piece of ownership up for the team because of the player relationships that he had, and then obviously the business is growing so fast, and the business is crazy, and he continues to find the ways to continue to build it. But he's a genius, man. Like he'll be up 6 a.m. and all the way up to 9, 10 p.m. like meetings like every single day. You know what I mean? And right there just shows me, like, I don't know, 50 some years old, 60 maybe, I don't know. Don't quote me on that, but just to see somebody that age, that caliber doing it and not getting satisfied and not being stagnant and worth a lot of money, it's like, what the hell am I doing? You know what I mean? You better get your ass up and, you know what I mean, and figure it out. But like, just anytime I need help, man, he's like one call away. And just watching him and being around him for these past 6-7 years, it's a life changer for me. Like, down here like a genie.
What's some of the things that you kind of just picked up?
His business savvy, like how to negotiate, how we not taking less than what we want and what we deserve. That right there alone just helped me. You know what I mean? And just I don't know, man. Just it's like I don't know.
We this is a great story. We actually came to Houston during late August a few years back, and usually that's James Harden weekend. And they were telling us about the Spirit Center. We were trying to meet you then, and obviously, schedules didn't work out. They were telling us about the Spirits. Fast forward to present day, it's here. Where'd you get the idea from it? Who's been advising you in this space? And is this something that, obviously it's tough to say, did you dream of this? Nobody dreams of like, oh, I'm going to make this brand. Right. But at what point in your career did this become important? Because we've been around a lot of athletes.
Yeah.
And one thing that we've noticed is that a lot of these guys are like wine connoisseurs. Like,
yeah.
We're having dinner with Melo and Mav, and they're talking about like wine like it's like league.
Like they're elite.
It's like it's such a foreign language. It's like they know it by year and region and I'm like, yo, when did y'all?
They're a different level. They've been doing this for a long time.
How is that influence kind of push you in this direction?
No, a little bit. You know what I mean? Like a little, like as just being around those guys, they're very, very intelligent. especially guys like, like you said, Melo and Mav and, Chris Paul and those guys, like that whole group, Bron, obviously, that whole group is very, very, very intelligent. But the opportunity came to me, and I'm just like, I don't really drink wine like that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And long story short, I'm in all the process though, from the fruits and the bottle, the label, what is it going to look like? Is this too much, or should we be like calm? And I'm like, what am I doing? Like, is this a real thing? And then I'm like, let's do it. Just because I'm getting older, I can't be taking shots crazy no more. Like, I do it every once in a while, but just after a game on the wind down, just have a couple glasses of wine and call it a night. And then it's an opportunity for me. Let's just try it. And so, it was like 3 or 4 meetings, tasted the wine. We had examples of 10 bottles of wine, and all of them were black and white, basically. Like, you look at the wine categories, all black and white. So I'm like, how are we going to be disruptive in this business? You know what I mean? Or, because I've seen guys, D-Wade had his wine, or he still got his wine. Mm-hmm. You got somebody like Snoop Dogg got his wine. It's a lot of people have their wine. So, like, how can we be disruptive? Like, I'm disruptive. Boom. You look at the bottle, it just stands out. You put 10 bottles alongside of us, we stand out. And then our price point is to where it's for everybody. You know what I mean? So just creating a lane for myself in the business to where, it's feasible for everybody and everybody can try it. And, it can be your go-to. You know what I mean? So the opportunity came, it presented itself, and now we got something special.
You sell it over the counter?
Yeah. We just got we landed this deal with 7-Eleven. I think it's like 1,700, 1,800 stores that we're about to go in. So, we're building a business, and obviously, like, just trying to get it in the restaurants, Toca Maderas, and having meetings with other big time people that own a lot of restaurants that's trying to get it in there. It could be a house wine that, Yeah. Trying to get this business to 100, 200, 300 million.
We can't just breeze over Toca Madera. One of our favorite places.
Toca Madera is another one.
One of our favorite places to visit. Talk about, is this one of these things where you were going to the restaurant and, maybe the owner just happened to see you in there? Like, so how did this come about?
So like, I'm just going to Toca. I'm from LA, so I go to Toca here, here and there. And then Hoggy, one of my homies.
That's our guy.
Come on, one of the homies. Come on, man.
Bluey.
Yeah.
So Hoggy, we went to middle school together.
Where?
So that's my brother. Yeah, my real brother. So I guess he had a relationship with Sasha, one of the guys that him and his brother, basically owners of Toca. Anyways, so he bring me in Toca, and then he introduced me to Sasha. And then, me and Sasha started talking. He's like, I might have an opportunity. We're trying to expand, whatever. Long story short, we went Scottsdale first. Then we went Vegas. We just opened up in Houston. And go to Miami. And then we might go like Dubai. And then we started like a more fast food chain called Tokaya as well. So that's just another opportunity that came. The relationship, Hoggy introduced me, and I owe Hoggy for that, by the way. But
BH, man, out here doing things.
He's doing his thing. He low key, but
that's a funny dude. Man.
He's savvy as well.
So where'd the water come into play?
Lance Collins, who's he's owner of Body Armor. So he was like, you was in Body Armor with me early, you and Kobe. And I seen what Kobe did with that.
Crazy.
But so I only put whatever. I put like $500,000 into Body Armor, and it got me a good amount of money back. But I think Kobe, if I'm not mistaken, put like $8 million into it. Yeah. Like all in, 8-9 million.
Then it turned into like 80?
8 turned into
what?
They're not 400.
Yeah, you talking about 80?
Yeah. Nah, 400. 400. Yeah.
You feel me? So
that's hip hop though. Like when 50 said Coca-Cola bought it for billions, that's what's up.
Yes.
Literally, that's what happened.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
So Lance he spent the block, came back to me like, yo, you was one of the early investors in Body Armor. I got this opportunities. Was already in play. I'm like, so Lance is like in the drink space. So he built up core water and sold it. That's his like thing, building up drinks, and he has a relationship with Pepsi, Coca-Cola, you know, all you name it. But he has Zen Water. He has Accelerator, which is an energy drink. He got Recover 180, and then he got a tequila called Casa Azul. Casa Azul.
Casa Azul, yeah.
Not Casa Azul, not the
not the genie bottle.
It's another one.
Okay.
It's called Casa Azul. Anyways, so he did a really good job of just, you know, building up lanes, and he was like, it's an opportunity for you, what you want to do. So I'm invested with Lance, man. He a beast. He got Travis Kelce as well, who's killing it, obviously, and he's invested in all of them as well. So another opportunity to build a brand up and you know, figure it out later.
So it really comes down to relationships.
And he was like, well, with Body Armor, he was like, I think it took him like 11, 12. I think they sold to Coca-Cola for $7.8 billion. And he was like, with Body Armor, it took me 10 years, but I like 3 or 4 of those years, I was just all over the place. He's like, now with this Recover 180, he was like, I know what I'm doing. He's like, we gonna hit it right away. Like, ain't no wasting time. We're gonna get to it. So, just another opportunity for me to, you know what I mean?
So how do you know, like, what, could we interview Mike Vick, and he was talking about, he put like $6 million into a real estate deal, and long story short, it went belly up. And he was like, looking back on it, he should have put like $500,000, like, cause that wouldn't have hurt him as much as the $6 million did at that time. And then he went to jail and everything.
I invest in the people. Like Lance, if you make Lance, he come in here, he gonna have a bag, rolling the bag with all his product in there. Like, he gonna have a stamp on his forehead. Like, he lives and breathes Zen Water and like he gonna have it to where you gonna try this and you ain't going nowhere until you tell him like feedback. You know what I mean? Like, he's psychotic about his product, and so is the person. You know what I mean? More times than not.
Ideas.
More times than not. Yeah, everybody got ideas. Everybody feel like they can be a millionaire or a billionaire overnight, just of idea. But it's like, how you actually put it together.
You invest in people that have proven track records.
And you got a track record.
Yeah, it's a unique trait. I saw Bron say something important the other day. He said, as I'm hearing you're talking about, you don't know how much longer you're going to be playing.
Yeah.
He said, if all I'm ever remembered is as a basketball player, then I failed at life.
Yeah.
I'm listening to your business ventures. I'm hearing you talking about maybe, you know, who knows how long you got left. Does that go through your mind as well? Right? My legacy, yes, this chapter of my life is athletics. The next chapter of my life has to be as great, if not greater. We saw Kobe was on that trajectory right before his untimely passing, where it was now I'm getting the Oscars and the Body Armor deal.
Yep.
It was like, oh, he's about to be out here in business.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself in that same vein?
1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. And basketball is giving me these opportunities, so I got to make sure I'm on top of that, because, you know, the higher I can keep going until it's over, the more opportunities I know I'll be able to get. So, and then I want to have a Hall of Fame career after basketball as well. So just the relationship, making sure the relationships is in proper, in place to where once it's over, I'm like, thank you, basketball. I appreciate you. I love you so much. Like, it's time to get it on. You know what I mean? And that's another thing where Kobe was. Kobe was so happy with what he wasn't trying to like go back and play again. He was like, thank you, basketball. It's time to get the money off the court. You know what I mean? And that's how I kind of want to be. Like, I want to be done. I appreciate you. And let's figure this off the court thing out, this business mindset out. Because it's going to be 10 times harder than, you know, it was playing basketball. But I think I'll be prepared for it when it's time.
How do you, like you said, like, keep the main thing pretty much, right? Like, basketball is allowing you to have all these opportunities, so you still got to maintain your basketball career, at least for the moment. But also, when you're making so much money, you got so much relationships, I could assume that the passion might, like, not be the same, right? So how do you keep...
You talking about for basketball?
Yeah.
No.
Just in general, though. Maybe not for you. I'm just saying, just in general. I'm sure that... Because there are players that... Now you're seeing players retire early. Like, they seem like they are not as hungry.
I can't speak for them.
So for you, you still...
I'm sane for the most part.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, people's situation.
How have you been able to keep your hunger for 20-something years? Because you played basketball even longer than you've been in the league. So how have you been able to stay hungry for 25 years playing basketball?
Through the grace of God, like, I haven't had, like, like surgery. You know what I mean? Like, hurt. Mm-hmm. Like, I've been hurt. Like I had a hamstring pull, and that was frustrating right there because I love to hoop. I can only imagine somebody having a surgery and multiple surgeries and like having to do rehab and get back on the court. That's probably frustrating. You probably, man, I'm done with this. Like I don't want to do this no more. I want to live life and be with my kids, and you know. So that's probably part of it. Like, but I don't know. I can't speak for everybody. I just know for me, I gotta finish this thing out.
Finish this out. What does that mean? Win a championship?
Yeah, win the championship, finish it out so I can't play no more, and then move on. Like, you know, you only get one of these things called life, so you gotta just figure it out yourself.
Does it ever bother you when people, because like sports critics, they have questioned your desire on a certain level, like playoffs. So like, does that bother you when people have critiques on that?
Not one bit. Like that's their job, and like we not like of course, like I work my butt off every day. You know, I was in the gym today, and I'm in the gym in the morning, like, and you know when I got good games, they praise you. When you have bad games, they talk about you. That's their job. You know what I mean? So I don't go out there and expect or trying to miss the shots or trying to turn the ball over. You know what I mean? But when shit going good, it's oh my God, he looks like vintage, and it's like, man, I want to hear it, like, you know, you know what I mean. So it's like they gonna say something regardless whether you winning or you losing. So I'd rather just be in my own little bubble and just, you know what I mean, keep my vibe how it is, because when my vibe is how it is, that's the best version of me.
That's crazy. I'm thinking vintage, which is wild. I remember. Obviously, we watched you your whole career. I'm thinking like I remember I had the NBA League Pass the first year you got it to Houston. First game 40, second game 40. I'm like,
when yay.
Like, yay. Houston, we got a problem.
Yay.
I want to talk about something that most people don't associate with you, and I think they should. Obviously, I know what you mean to California, what you mean to LA. Your teammate Russ, what you mean to the city. He just announced partnership in his school expansion.
Yeah, as far
as the philanthropic side of what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
Impact 13, your foundations. Talk about that work, because when we talk about off the court, in business, this is something, but that's going to help the portfolio. What you're doing on the philanthropic side is going to help the community, help the younger generation coming up. Talk about that, because I mean, if people are going to criticize on the court, they should be praising that as well.
Facts. They don't really dive in, or I don't feel like they really care about it. Like their job is to just say the negativity and then just go on about their day. But like we real people and we live real lives and we do real things. So for me, it's just like I got the heart of a giant and just want to help people. Like I'm from the hood for real. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So just seeing that, being back at home and then being in Houston and being in that, you know, in that community for as long as I was and still am, it's like I seen so many things that needed to be done and still needs to be done. And then you got year after year after year, a hurricane come. Mm-hmm. So people's houses getting tarnished and people was, you know, don't have no food, no lights, no nothing. You know what I mean? So it's a constant battle that I'm still gonna continue to fight. But just helping kids get to school, refurbishing courts, it's like a lot of things that we do that it don't have to be broadcasted and, you know, and put on ESPN or, you know, CNN, but it make me feel good. It make me feel how I'm supposed to, because I know I'm doing my job, and I got a whole team that we created and that goes out there every single day and find ways to impact the world, in the cities that we are in. And then obviously, you know, as we get bigger, we'll have a bigger stage, a bigger platform, but that makes me happy. Like that fills my heart a little bit, you know what I mean? Giving people and seeing people that isn't as fortunate or isn't able to do things that not even I'm doing, but just living. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like I'm driving down in Long Beach yesterday and just driving in the hood and driving through Compton and I'm seeing houses and people I'm like, I gotta find a way to help people still. You know what I mean? Like it's that side, but it's like, all right, you get lost a little bit because you in a big house and you're in a Rolls Royce and you don't really get an opportunity to go to that side of town. You in Beverly Hills, you know what I mean? You see Louis and Gucci and designer stores. Then you driving in the hood, our arena in Inglewood. Mm-hmm. It's, man, what? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So just every single day is something to where like, all right, cool. I gotta make sure that I'm staying on philanthropic side, because that's important to me.
Well, on the give back side, it's a cool story because we have a big conference that we do in Atlanta, and this year we did a pitch competition in the name of Nipsey Hussle, and we had his brother Sam,
Black Sam.
Yeah, we had the whole team, and BH was there. So long story short, one of the people that was on the pitch competition that was presenting was a school principal in Jersey.
Yep.
And he had like a new age type of school program that he put together. It was really dope. And he said, but long story short, he said that you were one of the people that actually gave money to his school, like $100,000, something like that. So that was dope. And like I said, that's something that probably people are not aware of, right?
Right.
But yeah, that was just a random. He was on stage. He was like, "Yeah, James Harden is one of the people that invested in it." Da, 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 da. So that was a dope, like 360.
That's what we doing. That's the kind of vibe and energy we give. Like, it don't got to be broadcasted. We just doing it, and it's going to help the people, and it's going to actually do the job. Not just broadcasting and saying it, making it an Instagram post, and then nothing happens. We don't even care about the Instagram post. We just gonna make sure the job is getting done, and people are happy and doing what they're supposed to be doing. So that's kind of our background and kind of what we doing. And like we said, we a small team, but not really. But we going in a couple years, they're gonna be seeing us.
Yeah, when you just mentioned the new driving through Inglewood to get to the stadium, it just hit me for the first time. Is that like surreal for you?
Man, what? Yes.
Knowing
that's impossible.
The Forum that's a Laker land, really? And now used to be, and now that's your home. Is that?
I don't know. Listen, bro, that was what, just say 20 years ago. In the next 20 years, something else might be what I feel like is impossible. Like, at this point, I don't know. In 3-4 years, it's gonna be flying cars. Like, you know what I mean? So like, I don't know what to think no more. You know what I mean? But I never envisioned or imagined that Intuit Dome would be in Inglewood. You know what I mean? From LA, like, the Forum was always the Inglewood Arena. You know what I mean? Like, it's the only place. And then you had obviously a Staples Center and now crypto. So, I don't know, man. I'm just here. I'm just here on Earth, just watching. Like, I don't know what's going on.
Just resident,
man. I'm just here. I'm just one of millions of people that's know.
So branding, obviously the beard, was that done intentionally? Like, did you know, like, that's kind of become like a signature trademark? It actually helps you stand out, I think, in the league. Like, did that intentionally, or it was just something that you just randomly just
said? Just a young boy that just was happy to get facial hair. I was a young boy that was just happy to get facial hair, and just, it was kind of a thing. Then I was 20, 21, so having a beard, you feel like you're older. Feel like you're a grown man, you know what I mean? Start getting more vibes, you know what I mean? Start getting more attention. The Cheetos on me a little more. Cheetos. It was on after that. Never looked back.
Fear the beard.
Never looked back after that. It was over. All I needed right there was that little confidence, you know what I mean?
You can't cut it down.
It's over.
It's impossible.
It's not.
Once, maybe after I retire, I might go. Grown man, just
some slim thug. You see that?
Yeah,
that was AI, though, right?
I think it was AI. Yeah,
it was.
Yeah. That wasn't real. No, it wasn't real.
I saw it. I'm like, he really did that.
No, it wasn't real.
They say he looked like a State Farm employee.
Jared, State Trooper.
You brought up a team, and so obviously you have to have a strong team around you.
Yep.
How has that team evolved since you started? I'm sure maybe people have come and gone. You've had to replace people. Or has it been a consistent thing? Like, these are my day ones. They coming with me along the journey. I'm going to teach them skills, and I'm going to make them, and hopefully have them become their own business professionals in their own right. Or was it?
You talking about homies, or what you talking about?
I'm just talking about in general, like your team. Who is your team, and has it changed or evolved throughout your career?
Team has definitely changed. Along the way, everybody can't make it. You know what I mean? Everybody can't make it.
That is a fact.
Like, as you get older, you grow, you start to, like, be more mature about what you like and confident in what you like and what you need around you. And it's like, people that was with me when I was in middle school that I thought was gonna be with me forever ain't here no more. You know what I mean? And it's cool. Like, I wish y'all the best. I'm gonna go my way, y'all go y'all way. And you hear stories like that, whether it's, when I first got in the league, like, oh, where's such and such at? And it's like, now it's actually happened to me. You know what I mean? So no bad blood. It is what it is. And I feel like everybody goes through that. You know what I mean? Everybody got their day ones when they get drafted and popping bottles and all that. And then 4 years, 5 years later, or whenever that happens, they not there no more. And, you know, for some it's worse than others. For mine, it wasn't that, you know what I mean? It was just, you know, we grew apart. So I think the team that I have now is efficient and got a purpose. And that's very important because that's how I play by it, like on and off the court. So, you know, you got your foundation, Pilar, who does a really good job. You know, you got people that, you know, the Adidas people, Allen, who's like my Adidas manager. And then there's a lot of other people in my camp as well. But just people that, you know, everybody's got a role, got a position and a job to play. And, you know, if you're not doing your job, then you will get on the bench or you will get cut.
Did you see what J.R. Smith said a while ago about players not working together?
No, I didn't see.
So he was talking about how in L.A., he was like, you know, everybody, they always go to UCLA gym to work out, stuff like that. And he was like, he just had an epiphany. He was like, there's so many players that make it from California. He was like, why they don't have their own gym? And then it led to a whole conversation.
I think I did see that.
Yeah, it led to a whole conversation of like, yo, why we not working together? Why we don't pool our money together more and do things? That was his take. That was his opinion.
Where'd that come from, though? Like, what was the backstory on that?
I don't know. I'm not sure what the question that prompted that was, but that was the thing. He was just saying like how he thought a lot of guys in the league was selfish, pretty much. And he was talking about his own personal experience. And he was just like, yo, I was going to the club, I was popping bottles, and that shit wasn't really about nothing. Looking back on it, I wish I would have did things differently. And then he started going into a whole thing of like, we trying to stunt on each other instead of working with each other. Right. Like we all trying to do individual things instead of trying to do things together. So what's your thoughts on that?
Well, for now, it's over with for that.
What you
like
mean?
people making way too much money to be even trying to come together for it. Like, and like,
but you can still work together as a billionaire. Even billionaires work together.
No, 1,000,000%. But they billionaires for a reason, and they much more mature. And like JR saying this now as I don't know how it is, but he's a little older. Mm-hmm. When you're younger, you're not thinking about coming together and, you know, creating something special or working together or, you know what I mean, doing it. Like, people got their own. People still trying to be established in their career. Mm-hmm. So they're not trying to team up and join up with somebody at a young age. Like, that's the last thing on their mind. You can say that now when you're a little older and you kind of retired, and you're not even retired, but you're a little older and you seeing it. But man, you young, you having fun with it. You getting money, you experiencing life.
Yeah,
you getting real money now. So, I mean, it's a good thought.
That's over.
Yeah. Because as you're saying it, I'm thinking about that's off the court, but on the court, I'm thinking about that sounds like OKC when they have you, Kevin,
Russ,
Serge, and Russ.
Yeah,
young guys. If we stay together, this league is ours.
It was only for like $4 million too.
This is what I understand.
They broke it up for $4 million.
It was only $4 million.
You wanted something, and they gave it to Serge.
Exactly.
Which obviously it didn't play out well.
$4 million.
But if we stay together,
how good could that team have been?
You take over the league.
My rookie year, it was the A seed. We played the Lakers. Yep. It was the number 1 seed.
Scared them
for sure.
Scared them.
We had OKC cracking. Mm-hmm. They won the championship, Lakers.
Yep.
My second year, we went in Western Conference Finals against Dallas.
They won the championship.
Yep. My third year, we in the finals against the Heat. Yep. That was Brian's first championship.
Yeah.
They won the championship. That summer, we go to the Olympics. We win a gold medal.
Oh, wait.
My fourth year is on. Summertime traded. Like a couple of days before the first game.
So how good do you think that team, in the history of, hypothetically, y'all would have stayed together?
2 chips at least, at the minimum.
At least 2 chips.
Over $4 million.
You think you would have developed into the player that you were?
Probably not.
Would have met.
It's hard to say because I was always,
because you was a 6th man.
Yeah, but I was going to have to eventually start starting because it was like it was cracking. Like I only did that because the sacrifice of the team, and it made us as a team. It made us better. But I was going to have to eventually start starting. Like my swag was getting there to where my 4th year, I'm not 6 man anymore. I already got that. But it was over $4 million. But it was a blessing though because coming off finals, which I didn't play well, You know what I mean? And then Olympics, opportunity to be around all these vets. I go to my first year in Houston, go yeah.
Then you went crazy. I remember, I think there's a moment where KD is hugging you and
Russ.
Russ is there, and they're like, we'll be back.
Yep.
Russ hasn't made it back. You haven't made it back yet.
Yep.
Thinking about that $4 million. Obviously, your career has been incredible. Hall of Fame, regardless. Does the championship not being part of the resume, does it weigh on you a little bit?
No.
At all?
Like, I'm still gonna try to get one.
Right.
That's the
Obviously.
whole goal. Yeah. But like, what I'm gonna do?
Yeah.
Like I had opportunities and they just didn't work out. Whether it's, you know, the injuries or like the first couple years in Houston, we just wasn't good enough. You know what I mean? Like we was making the playoffs, barely making the playoffs. Then we had 2-3 years where we had a chance. You know, CP gets hurt. But then again, I'm going against a real dynasty.
Fact.
Like the Warriors, then they add Kevin Durant.
Yeah. And you're up in that series versus them.
3-2.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I'm going against a real dynasty, head up. You know what I mean? And then it's all right, cool. Well, maybe let me just try to, you know, put my pride to well, not even pride. Let me just try to sacrifice the money, the individual, all that. Let me just try to sacrifice and switch it up a little bit and hopefully that'll work in my favor in the sense of trying to, you know, win a championship. So that's when the Brooklyn situation happened. That was tricky. We had the opportunity. And then the Philly situation to where it's like, same thing. Let me just be a playmaker, switch up my role. None of that shit worked. Like, you feel me? Like, I sacrificed money. I sacrificed being the top scorer that I am.
Right.
That I still am and will be. Just as, long story short, is for nothing. You know what I mean? I lost a lot of money and I lost a lot of swagger on the court just from sacrificing, thinking that all that's going to get me to win a championship.
Right.
I'm not, that's what? No. If I win one, I'm win one, which I'm going to try. I work my butt off every day to win one.
Yeah.
But that's not going to, like, you know, 'cause I know how good I am and I know how much of a leader I am.
Yeah, I got in plenty of arguments about how good you are.
Well, speaking of that, top
Plenty.
You know, you're a unique player because your size, people don't usually have. You have a very tricky handle.
Facts.
So I got you as one of the top 5 ball handlers of all time. You're in my top 5. How do you rate yourself as far as like top ball handlers? And who's your top 5 ball handlers of all time?
You gonna see? You trying to stir up something? You trying to stir up something? Because it's like obviously like Kai.
We know Kai.
Yeah, Kyrie.
Kai don't count.
For
Yeah.
sure.
That's like saying shooting like Steph.
Other than him.
Yeah.
Kai, no.
But Steph handle is crazy.
So he's
because
tricky. He's a tricky ball handler too.
He tricky, but it's crazy because he still got to shoot the ball.
That's
Like we talking about crossover, all that roll to pass, but we talking about and actually getting the ball up in your shot form and shooting the ball. You know what I mean? So that's like elite right there.
Jamal Crawford.
Jamal.
He's up there. Isaiah Thomas.
damn.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I don't know.
Is AI in that conversation?
No,
No, I know what you're gonna say. I'm
Like what? Just like handles?
Yeah.
He got handles.
but he's
He's
not.
not in that conversation.
He's not a yo-yo. He don't have
I'm
a
just I know
yo-yo.
what you gonna say. I want him. He gonna
Yeah,
say. He has a move, but
he got to move, but he talking about boom, boom, boom.
The yo-yo.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Nothing at him like
Exactly.
got a game killer though.
No,
yeah, of course. Well, we know that.
But yeah, it ain't really like you gotta have real handles. Like
Yeah.
Kai, I never seen nothing like that before in my life. We probably would never seen nothing like that before, and it's effortless.
Yeah. I don't think he's not even thinking. It's just
Yeah.
He just
God gift.
you just in the way.
Yeah.
You just in the way.
Yeah.
You just in the way.
It's your time to be in his way.
Yeah.
My argument, and I'll never forget, this is probably like a 3-hour argument. I was saying that you are one of the most efficient scorers of all time because you can do at multiple levels, mid-range, 3, and free throws.
Free throw line.
And the under.
Yeah,
I mean, and you can finish at the basket,
Crazy.
right? And there's not many any guards that can do that. So I started thinking about placements in the history. 2 guards, right? This is like one of those conversations outside of Mike. What do you see
And
yourself?
Kobe.
And Kobe. Where are you at in this conversation?
You talking about like? You talking about just accolades?
I'm just talking about game.
Was it Dwayne Wade?
D Wade.
That would be in the conversation.
But game, I got game. No, I got game.
It's right after D-Wade.
I got game. D Wade more athletic than me for sure.
Yeah,
D Wade had game.
of course.
You know, but like he uses athleticism and whatever. I got game. I don't know.
So we going.
But them three, I respect the most though. Like them three is like
Mike, Kobe, D-Wade.
yeah, for sure. Like
I'm not mad at that. I was arguing that. Yeah, of course.
Well, how you feel about the state of basketball? Because a lot of people feel like the Europeans is starting to like really take over because their system for the youth is based around fundamental skill work as opposed to the AAU circuit and playing 100 games in the summertime. What's your thoughts?
it's always been like that though. Like European players or have mastered the fundamentals of basketball, and that's why a lot of them are successful. And then now you're looking at a lot more being successful in being very, 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 very good in the NBA. And I mean, the way basketball, the players here are always going to be more athletic and, you know what I mean? But they going to have fundamentals, you know what I mean? So it's always been like that. It's always going to continue to be like that. You know, that's why the game is expanding, getting so much bigger because you got guys from, you know, Serbia and you know, in Greece and in France and just, you know, all over there. So it's always going to be like that. And I mean, at this point, it's just however you can fit in the league and however you can figure your game out, then figure it out. Like whether you use your athleticism where you learn how to shoot, whether you're a playmaker, whatever your game is, just.
But do you think American basketball needs to change? It's on a grassroots level?
It's never going. Why would it change? It's been. I mean, obviously, coaches in America need to put emphasis on fundamentals because fundamentals is going to get you, you know, further than just playing sporadic basketball. But I mean, now like it's so much money being involved in this. Now they getting so much money from these coaches and players at a young age. That's what's scary about it. They don't care about fundamentals. They see that money coming in, and you got a kid who can jump out the gym and can shoot from half court, and they're gonna milk the kid all the way until he's done.
Right.
Then they're gonna find another kid if they can. You know what I mean? So it's about the real coaches that's really teaching fundamentals of basketball in the real game to help kids develop and hopefully, you know, make some money at the end of their career or, you know, for a long time in their career.
When you watch the game now, I wonder, do you see your impact? Like I'll give you an example. When I watch Luka, I'm looking like that's. You don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Like that step back, that body control.
When I kept doing that, they was like, he's traveling, like he's traveling. Like you hear coaches, you hear like, but I'm like, y'all tripping. Like I watch film and I got officials like I'm really creating. Don't get me wrong, the step back has always been.
No, that's your move, bro.
No, okay. I'm not
the double step.
The double step.
Whatever you want. We never seen that before. You never seen it before.
That's yours.
Double step.
The step back has always been in there.
The double step.
What you did, we never seen.
From here to way over there.
Yeah. You left somebody over there.
They were way over. Anyways,
Wesley Johnson's still over there.
don't do that. That's my man. He was my coach last year. I feel bad, man. I had to see him every day.
And you look at him.
That's my man, though. That's
way over there.
You starting stuff. Anyways, but like now, like your favorite player is doing the double step, whatever the double step back.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a real thing.
How are you
it be
watching
kids?
it, like, how do you feel watching it?
I mean, it felt good. He created a move.
It's crazy.
Like you and real. That's what I'm saying.
I be seeing kids like 8 years old. They do. I'm like, you know how to dribble first.
They're working on that move.
It's crazy. They're teaching that. That's hard.
That's impact.
That's like tight to me. You know what I mean? That's like fulfilling. You know what I mean?
The up and under too. Like that
foul.
Yeah, the foul thing. Yeah, that became a move too. That became a thing.
People was doing that before me, but I just
and they changed the rules.
Cause you gotta figure it out, bro. You gotta figure a way to still be really good at basketball.
11 points a game off the free throw line.
Stop me. Don't complain about that's cheating. Stop fouling me. Put your hands back. Right.
He ready to play.
Before we leave,
Who right now?
before we leave, there's one question I didn't ask you on the business side. Houston Dynamo.
Yep.
What's your involvement? What is that?
So it's an MLS team, the Houston Dynamo and the Houston Dash. MLS soccer, which is soccer's becoming bigger and bigger in America. I think the World Cup is coming to LA in a couple years. But yeah, it was an opportunity. I still live in Houston, by the way, also, but it was an opportunity where, a partnership and investment, was presented, and I took advantage of it. And, it's doing really, really well. And, we got a really good team. But I think the MLS league itself is growing. You know what I mean? And obviously you see Messi coming over here. So like the more big names players that we can get from Europe, because obviously Europe is still
Premier.
The league, yeah. But we got a league that's growing. Like the development, like we talked about for basketball, the development that they have for MLS is really, really cool too. You got little kids that's training, and it's a beautiful thing. So hopefully in the next 5, 6, 7 years we'll see MLS be bigger, and they'll be getting some ESPN games and things like that too. So
the valuations going up on definitely on the MLS teams. My last thing is this. Obviously, still play a major role in Houston. You're talking about expansion in sports. WNBA coming back. What's up?
I was wondering why they get rid of the comments.
There's a group getting together now trying to bring.
But they didn't tell them about the Houston team though. They said some.
No, yeah, it's Seattle.
Yes, yeah.
And,
they want that group wants to get together. There's rumors of it.
Oh,
Would you be interested in getting involved in that?
yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, like basketball is basketball. WNBA basketball has been good. These last couple of years has been turned
crazy.
This year has been cracking.
Ridiculous.
I went to a game like a week or two ago in Arizona. The Connecticut Suns, played the Mercury, and it was packed in there. Like it was cracking. I'm like, I gotta come to some more WNBA games.
Yeah.
But yeah, just WNBA is growing. They're gonna get a lot more money. So I'm just like, sports is life. You know what I mean? Like it makes people happy. People will be tuned in to sports, and that's like one of the best feelings. So of course I would want to be a part of anything that make people happy.
Well, James, my brother, this was fun, man. Appreciate your time. And yeah, man.
I'll be trying to be low key, man. I'll be staying out the way. People really don't understand me or know me or whatever. So I appreciate y'all for having this conversation with me. I'm gonna go back in my little shell and go back in my little bubble now. I don't like to just over talk or talk about nothing that's not important. You know what I mean? So I appreciate y'all for having some substance and Paul's opened me up a little bit.
We appreciate you pausing that.
Nah, for sure, man. Shout out to your team. Shout out to your team for working with us. Shout out to Cam. Shout out to everybody for putting this together. Like I said, it was a long time coming. So glad we got to do it, my brother. Thank you.
Thank you,
sir.
Appreciate it.
We'll see you in Inglewood.
Yeah, for sure. First game, 23rd.
It's a wrap.